Good morning, students. This is for lessons 49 and 50, which is multiplying decimals by whole numbers. We are going to be covering the idea of how to multiply numbers using decimals and just sort of making sure that we're understanding how to do regrouping. These first set of questions from number one, you'll just be doing a one-to-one multiplication. So you're just multiplying every digit independently, making sure you get the right answer. So if we look at this one, 2 times 2.4, I would do 2 times 4 is 8. I put my decimal spot down, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so these ones are all very straightforward because you're just multiplying one number at a time. So 6 times 1 is 6, 0.6. Okay, so I'm going 6 times 1, 6 times 0, 6 times 1. That's what you're doing for these first parts. Now, we need to make sure that we're working from the back part to the front part because we're having to do regrouping. And right now, you don't have to do any regrouping yet, but we're going to start regrouping on this section. So here we have 7 times 1.3. If I do 7 times 3, that will give me 21 tenths, and 7 times 1 is 7 tenths, or 7 ones. Now, you can't actually have 21 tenths in a column. This is something we've talked about before. We can only have one number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this 1, and I'm going to move this 2 over here, and I'm doing regrouping, okay? Because I get 10 of these guys. Every 10 in a column should be moved up by 1. So then I have 9 because I added the 2 from before, and I have 1 left over. So this one I have 3 times 3.4. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. I can't have 12 in this column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to regroup. This 1's going to shift on over. My 2's going to stay behind. So now I have a 1 and a 9. So that's 10 together. And I have 2 tenths left over. And my final number is 10.2. So this is kind of what these questions are. Let's skip a little ahead. We have 3 times 2.9. So I have 3. Here, I'll do it this way. I have 6 ones. And I have 3 times 9 is 27 tenths. And now I'm going to add them together. I have to regroup my 27 tenths into a set of ones. How many sets of ones do I have? I have 2 there. So I have 8 ones and 7 tenths, which equals 8.7. And this is essentially what we're doing. Okay, they're going to have us do this a couple times. You can see they're having us do it over here too. I'm giving you the answers for those ones, but that's okay. And you just can do some regrouping. Now, it's important for you to place it in the right spot. This is 5 times 3. Now they're doing it vertically. 5 times 3 is 15. I put my 5 up here. I put my 1 up here. 3 times 3 is 9. I have to add my 1, so that gives me 10. I put my 0 here, my 1 over here. 3 times 6 is 18. And then I add my 1, so I have 19. Now, what I want you to do for this page is for number 5, you can do every other one. And for number 6, what they're asking you to do is break it down into smaller steps. So instead of doing 80 times 3.6, you could do 10 times 8 times 3.6. And that's going to give you an easier answer, or an easier time with trying to figure out what the answers are. For the second section over here, now what they're asking us to do is they're showing us different methods on how we could do the exact same problems. Okay, so they start with giving us a base 10 model. So I have 2 tenths, and I'm going to multiply by 4. That means I'm going to have 8 tenths then. So then I would change this to 0.8. And then here I have 1 and 42 hundredths times 2. And now they just draw it out again so that I could just literally count like this. So I'm going to start over here because I may have to regroup, so always count from the far right side. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. Oh, that's really messy. Okay, now another method is, this is what multiplication is in a basic sense. We just add things together. So I have 0.5 3 times, which is 1.5. I have 2.4 plus 2.4 is 4.8. Get the picture. This one, what they're asking us to do is figure out what the multiplication is, and then you're going to have to, so you're going to multiply the 2 and 8, and then you're going to regroup after. I'm not really happy about like the way that they do these sorts of questions because like this is kind of what we're doing before. I don't know why they want us to practice this way, but so we have 47 hundredths and we multiply by 5. Boy, oh boy, that's an annoying number. So 50 times 5 would be 250, and we're going to be 15 less than that, so 235. 235. Like, I don't know how this makes it any easier by doing it this way, but so why don't you just do A? I already did B for you, so why don't you guys do C, E, F? This one's the same idea as before. And then this one's an important one, actually. This is a good one to remember. When you're doing multiplication, you can split them up into two separate numbers to make it easier for yourself. So I can split up into 4 and 0.35, and then have 4 times 3, 0.35 times 3, and I start adding them back together. I have 12, and then this is 35, 70, 105, 1.05. I add those together, I have 13. 0.05. I do not like how they do this. I'm gonna do this one. I don't want you to do number 5. Okay, just follow with me. Okay. So I have 6.021 or 6 and 21 thousandths times 4. So I'm just gonna do 6 and 0.021. They don't give you enough space even. 6 times 4, which is 24. 0.021 times 4, which is 80, 0.084. Ugh, what is... Ugh. All right, whatever. Do number 6, A, C, E, and G. All right. Yeah, I sort of went with a different approach this time, but hopefully you guys will find more use out of that. I'm going to keep going with this page just for a moment. Okay, so this is the exact same idea, except just the opposite. Okay, so now they're asking us, we have a certain amount altogether, and then we're going to divide it into sections, and we have remainders. So I have the number 0.95, and I'm going to split up into 4. And how much do I find in each 4? I have 2 tenths and 3 hundredths, so 0.23. And I'm going to have a remainder of 0.03. Okay, and so I have 2.8 divided by 7, 28 tenths divided by 7. That is 4 tenths, 0.4. 54 hundredths divided by 9, 6 hundredths, 0.6. Oops. Yeah. No. Hundredths. Hundredths. There we are. Made a mistake there. Okay. And for number 6, you can do every other one again. A, C, E, H, J, and L. All right. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a good day.